to the new WCEG Network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. My name is Reverend Diane Dougherty, and I am, you are listening to Take a Stand. You can watch us on your smart TV, YouTube, or WCEG Network. We will be listening, talking together with my compadre, Damita Chatman, today. But right now, we are the worldwide community empowerment group where we speak life into the community. Why don't you go on to Facebook and like us? Follow us on Twitter. You can even go on Instagram at WCEG_talk_radio and at WCEG Network. We do have a disclaimer that the topics and opinions are those of the show hosts and the guests and are not WCEG Network. Thank you for your continued support. And I am absolutely thrilled to have Damita, my compadre here, joining me on WCEG. Thank you, Damita. We're so glad to have you. Finally.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am humbled.
So the reason I have wanted Damita to be on is because, first of all, I listened to her show, and I'm going to give it next week. She'll be interviewing, or is it? Yeah, next week. Felicia Moore will be on with her, and that's going to be a wonderful program. So, Damita, why did you come on WCEG?
Well, me and Pastor Penny met. We were on the Selma trip, and I didn't know her, and she sat a couple seats ahead of me. And then we went to the service. We was just walking around Selma. Never thought nothing of it. And as we were getting lined up, I remember standing there at the corner, and I saw President Biden and the Kings and Congress John Lewis come by. And so I start using the chant, change that name, change that name. And so me and Penny kind of locked in together. And we went on across the Pettis Bridge, and I was doing a radio show on Sunday morning, and I got a call from her late that night, and she said, Damita, God told me to give you a show, something like that. And I was like, huh? She said, well, I hope you accept it because I've already started doing the paperwork and everything. And I was like, huh? And so I said, well, she said, well, talk to your husband. And I said, okay. Went on to sleep, woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, did I dream that? And so I called her the next day and said, we talked, and so I'm going to give it a shot. I said, I'm nervous, but I am humbled because I did not know her. And it just shows you how God works. You never know who's watching. And so that's how that went. I was like, okay. And so we started the show.
That is wonderful. And you couldn't be more perfect for this. I love the name that Penny chose, Take a Stand, because it's really true. Those people that are getting FaceTime on WCEG are really empowered to make a change. So yes. Perfect for the two of us to bring on, to highlight the best of Atlanta and around. Yes. So how do you look at the format of WCEG Take a Stand?
I like that word, take a stand. And the reason why I like it, anybody know me, I'm very outspoken. Sometimes I think I'm too outspoken. I stand for what's right. It's been times that standing up for the right thing. You know, you get persecuted, but I believe in whatever I do, I'm taking a stand because we have so many issues. And so therefore, take a stand it was just fitting for me because I'm just a straight shooter, and I try to be honest. I try to keep it as I hear the young folks say. I try to keep it 100 because right now so many things is happening centered around politics, the police, just the world is in a chaos, and so we're going to have to take a stand and stand for something. And I used to hear the people say, you either gonna stand for something or you fall for everything. And so I'm the type of person, I don't fall for too much.
Very good. I like that. I love it. And you know, I came on, you probably don't know this, but Take a Stand began when we were doing 1 Billion Rising Atlanta. And nobody would go on. So they said, Diane, you do it.
Okay.
And that's how all that started with 1 Billion Rising. And I've been on ever since. So I've really appreciated the opportunity to bring all these people together through this wonderful internet radio.
Right. Pastor, it was something, I think it was talking about on the side of the banner, the revolution.
Yep.
And so I put it out there on social media, and somebody inboxed me, and I think they also put it out there, and they was like, what are you trying to do? You're talking about the revolution. What are you trying to start? And I said, what do you mean? And what you trying to start? We got enough problems now. And so I didn't go public with it. I went inbox, and I said, no, I'm not trying to start a revolution. I'm really trying to bring us together. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, everybody. And so she said, oh, okay, thank you for clearing that up, because I thought you was finna start something like, and I don't call his name. She said, I thought you was gonna start something like 45. And I said, no. And she said, okay, thank you. So people pay attention to what you post and what you say. I do know, since I've been on the radio, especially with this show, I've gotten emails from people from Germany, Japan. I got a text from somebody in Russia, and I was like, why you know? And they said, we follow you.
Wow.
And we like the way you stand, you don't back down. And so I tell people that's why you have to be very careful, because you don't know who's watching you.
Those are true words.
Yes.
Those are true words. So I've asked this of all the guests. What was the cognitive dissonance? What was the annoyance? I call it head annoyance that led you to become a vocal activist.
Oh, well, if you know me, and I've always been a person that speak out. When I ran for city council in 2017, it was something that I didn't do until I got, the marching orders from God. And so I've always had a passion for people to stand up for what's right. I remember my first boss in California. I was working, and I had just moved out there in '82, and he would come by and he would say stuff, and I was like, no, you don't talk to people that way. And so he come back and he said, you know what, Damita, every time I say something, you always got to have the last word. You always got to have an opinion. And so I said, well, you shouldn't talk to people that way. And I said, so I'm not going to take that. So every time somebody had something, I always had to come back. And even my mom, she was like, I don't care what somebody said to you. If I told you it was raining outside, you're going to come back and ask me why it was raining. So I've always had a knack for the mouth, and see, God give folks certain things, and he blessed me with 3. And so I love people. I love standing up for people. And right now, the climate that we have to have people that's going to stand up for the right thing. And because
Amen.
there's so many people that don't want to say nothing. So I'm the voice. God has given me that. And so I'm that voice.
I love it. That's the prophet of the Old Testament. Stand up and speak, whether they like you or not.
Absolutely.
So you've been doing this now for a while. How do you pick the people that are going to be on your show?
Well, what I do is I got a list, and I'm trying to get people throughout the community, just people that can bring something to the table. I got right now, I got a list of students, elected officials, uh, just ordinary people. And so we got to reach everybody. That's my goal. And so I've been blessed. Everybody that I've called so far, they don't never turn me down. It was like, yes. And they'll say, well, what questions? Somebody asked me to give them the questions. And I said, no. I said, we just going to go off the cuff. And so I've been humbled to just and fortunate to have everybody so far that I've asked have said yes. And I'm just excited, you know.
Well, I want to tell you that my favorite show of yours was when you had all the judges on.
Okay.
That was an amazing. There must have been 5 people. I think one was was it a district attorney? One of them was a district attorney. There was a judge. There were
They
like
were all
5
judges and lawyers.
judges and lawyers. How did you pull all of them together? And were they all from Fulton County?
All of them was no, there wasn't. We had
That's
some
right.
from DeKalb County. Uh, and let me tell what I tell people, it's all about relationships. Uh, I had a relationship with every last one of those judges, and
Wow.
some of them started out on the campaign trail. I think Judge
Ah,
Sellers, Judge Sellers, Judge Johnson, Judge Williams. Um, when they were running, uh, God just woke me up one morning and told me to email them. And so I would email them encouraging words every night, every morning. And sometime I would be so excited that I would forget it's so early in the morning. And I would text them like at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. And we just start building the relationship. And they were getting nervous. And I was like, you guys just stay focused. Don't worry about what they're saying. Just stay focused. And Shamila, I didn't even know her at all. And we just bonded together. Judge Sellers, and then Kimberly Anderson. I met her when we were fighting. She's the judge out of DeKalb County. I met her when we were fighting cityhood in the city of South Fulton. And she was she was a lawyer at that time. And we just formed this relationship, and it just carried on. So I was just humbled when I asked all of those judges. There's only one judge that I did not know, and that was the East Point judge. And so after that, the interview, I couldn't have all the judges. I had judges inbox me, was like, how did you get them and you didn't get me? So I said, I'm going to get you on there. I'm going to get you on there. And so I have a list of judges and some district attorneys. This want to come on. Matter of fact, I had a judge from California said, how did you do that? And I was like, I just asked them, and they want to know the questions. And I said, look, it's just like we're gonna be at the table. We just gonna talk. And so that's how that happened.
well, I thought that show was very revealing, and it was very inspirational to hear the focus that they had on creating policies and practices
Mm-hmm.
that are not present today. And I was thinking particularly of Fulton County with that the district attorney that is going to be reviewing the voting record
Yes.
from what's her name? Not Fanny.
That is, I think that's Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis.
Is her name Fanny?
I call her Fannie. The district attorney that took over Paul Howard.
Yes, and
Yes.
that she's going to,
That's
and
District
she is
Attorney
going
Willis.
well, she is dealing with that issue of the president interfering with Georgia
Yes.
election. And I just think that these are the kinds of this is the kind of information that we have to make public.
Absolutely.
And this is really a great show for that to happen. It's a platform, a great platform
Yes.
for that to happen.
Yes.
So,
and matter of fact, I'm going to. I reached out to her and she said, Damita, sure, anytime. So I'm going to be getting her on. I'm just trying to let her get herself together. I think that she's going to be a great district attorney. She's doing so far. She's making the right moves. I'm quite sure she'll have some cases that are going to be looked at, especially the Tyrone Brooks case that I'm going to be paying a close attention to. And so what I tell people is when you go to the ballot box, you're voting for these people to speak on your behalf.
That's right.
And so what we have to do, we got to make sure that when we put these people in office, we got to hold them accountable. Because what I've seen, people get in office, they tell you everything when they're running. But once they get in office, you don't hear from them. So I got my eye on everybody. Everybody. It ain't nobody gonna be sitting just at the table. So right now, I see great things coming out of all the cities. The city of South Fulton, which I'm gonna tell you, that's where I live. I have a great city. We just had our anniversary, 4 years. So happy anniversary.
And I was part of that.
Absolutely.
I went down and advocated for it to become a city.
And thank you.
4 years ago, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, and I'm going to share what you told me, because see, sometimes we get caught up in the groups and so forth. People don't know that Priest Diane is a Republican.
I am,
but she don't agree with the way the Republicans are doing.
They're not Republicans.
So what I tell people is, we can all work together. It don't matter, because at the end of the day, our blood is still going to be red, and we all going to go down the same path. We all going to the graveyard. So my goal is we work together. Do we have some good Democrats? Absolutely. Do we have some bad Democrats? Absolutely. Do we have good Republicans? Do we have some bad Republicans? Absolutely. But we have to get out of ourselves with our thing, get out of our flesh. And we have to think about the people.
Right.
And right now, leaders are not thinking about the people. And so I believe in this year, you're going to see an uprising, because people is tired now. So, and it's not even going to be from like my group of folks or your group. It's going to be the young folks. What we have to do, get behind them and support them. You know, that's my take.
We have to figure out how to deal with since there have been so many voting changes. How can we advocate with every show that we have to let people know, first of all, what they need to do to register, and secondly, what the issues are with voting in terms of ballot boxes. And now they just said that if you vote in the wrong district, your vote won't be counted. That was one of the laws through yesterday.
Yes, and let me say, Sunday I did a show with Representative Kimberly Alexander. She sat on that committee. Great information. That House Bill 202, I didn't have a clue what it said. Some of it I just knew it was a voter suppression bill. But she dissected that bill yesterday. That was just unbelievable. And so my goal is to make sure I help her get those key points out. If I stand in line and my mom is standing behind me and she says, I want a drink of your water, I can get a felony for giving her a drink of my water. My mother now. That's what the Republicans put in that bill. That's what Governor Kemp signed the bill on. So we got to make sure, and I'm quite sure that this bill is in the court system. We got to make sure that we speak up, because the bill is, I mean, it was just, I was speechless yesterday.
It's obscene.
Yes, and I'm gonna make sure that you hook up with her to get on, so she can just lay them key points out. I mean, it was unbelievable. We also have, and let me tell you what happened. You know how Governor Kemp let Congress John Lewis seat sit out there, and they went through this long election and blah blah. Well, check this out. It's 2 Republican seats up. They start qualifying the 5th of May. He signed it in the middle of the night. Nobody knew. So why didn't he do Congress John Lewis seat like that? You know why? Because he know it's so much at stake right now. And they're trying to do the backdoor maneuvering. So what we have to do, I'm going to be posting that information. We have to get somebody, a Democrat that's running in that area, to take that seat. That's how.
What district?
I'll get it to you. Let me see. I can tell you. Somebody just
Is that 6?
No. I'll find out. But I know the question you asked me also. What was one of my favorite shows on here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the favorite show that I had. It was 2, and I'm gonna throw my judges out. It was the show that I had with the new fire chief of the city of South Fulton.
I listened to that.
It was that one, and it was the new city manager of the city of South Fulton, and assistant manager, and the mayor. And reason the fire chief was so important to me was, again, I put a post out. And when I put a post out, I said, how could you go down in this certain county and get a fire chief when you could have got a fire chief right under your nose? And the fire chief that went, no, I'm sorry, the captain that went to the inauguration, and it was a woman.
Oh, really?
And so it started a little chatter. And so what I told them, it wasn't to hurt him or hurt our city manager. It was opening the door for the conversation, because what I said, other people wanted to say that and have that conversation, but they dare not say it. You know why? Because some was in leadership, some work in the workplace, but me, I can say anything.
That's
because
right.
I am not in those places, and I stood firm by what I said. And so I told the fire captain, I said, if this offend you, I will remove it. If it offend you. And it's amazing how that post that I did in the city of South Fulton, I got calls from North Carolina. I got calls from California. I got Texas, and they were saying, thank you. Thank you for saying that. thank you for saying it. I know people want to make it a race thing, but it wasn't about race. And so I stood firm on it. Uh, One person that read that post that work in my city, she called me, and I can just hear the hurt in her voice. And I stood over the sink and I said, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry. I couldn't say nothing, Diane. I couldn't say nothing, but sorry. And I said, I did not mean to hurt nobody. I just said what I felt and what other people felt, but didn't want to say it. I said it. And so I let it kind of die down a little bit. And so, but I felt her pain. And so after I got off the phone, I said, Lord, I said, she is the last person that I want to hurt. What can I do? Spirit say it's going to be all right. You got to stand for what's right, because maybe they didn't understand it, but it helped somebody else. And the call that I got, I wouldn't forget, I got this call from someone that lives in Georgia, don't know them. And they were going through the similar thing in their city. And they said, thank you for posting that. And I was like, what? They said, thank you, because I wouldn't dare stand before my city leaders and say that, because they would try to put me on the chopping block or probably try to get rid of me. Thank you for saying it. So again, we just have to do what's right. So with after getting the fire chief on, he was a little nervous at first, but God, we had such a great time together. I'm looking forward after COVID of us just having the fellowship. So the fire chief, the chief, police chief, and the city manager and the mayor, those that meant the world to me. And you have to have people know what these people's about. So I'm trying to do is just bring the good out, because we always hear the bad, but we never hear the good of people.
You're wonderful. Thank you so much, Damita. I know it was a long time before we could get started, and I have another meeting to go to, but I could listen to you all day. Hit the light, you hit the most important pieces of your own journey on WCEG. When we talk about empowerment, I think that the people that you're bringing on are those that really are empowered and are making a difference on the street, in the city, in our state, and in the nation. So thank you so much. Yeah. And May 22nd at 11:30 to 12:30, you'll have Felicia Moore.
Yes. I'm excited about that. This weekend, I was supposed to have the young lady that's running for mayor out of Lima, Ohio. She ran into some serious problems up there. So we're going to keep her in prayer, because tomorrow is election day up there in my hometown. The first Black woman to run for mayor. And so we're praying that she get across the finish line tomorrow. And I told her, once she get across that finish line, I'm going to make a trip up there and make sure that she win that election November the 4th. I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I want to say happy Mother's Day to you, Ms. Diane. I tell people it's a blessing to have a mother. If you have a mother, love on them. I have a mother. I'm not going to go home this Mother's Day, but I think I'm going to make a trip down to see my aunt that's going to be turning 93 Saturday. So it's just a blessing. So I want you guys to enjoy your mother while you can, love on them, and just keep it real. I want to thank you for just having me on your show, and we'll get back later. I know we had to cut the time because of the technical difficulties, but we'll see each other again.
Yes, we will. Thanks to all who are listening. We've been listening to WCEG, Take a Stand. I'm Reverend Diane Dougherty, and I've been interviewing the great Damita Chatman, who does Take a Stand also. So keep tuning in 2 to 3 on most Mondays. God bless you all, and happy Mother's Day to all.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Goodbye,
Bye-bye.
you all.
Bye-bye.